Hey fam, thank you for joining us this week for Morning Manna. We're going to take some time each day just to take a look at a few familiar characters in the Bible and how God strategically favored and marked their lives. Yesterday, we found that God had a plan for Moses that was beyond the surface and that his promise was not lost. Now today, we're going to take a look at one of my favorites, and that's Joseph, the dreamer, the shepherd, and the 11th and most favorite son of Jacob. Not only was he favored by his father with a coat of many colors, but we see in chapters 37 through 50 that he is also favored by God. In every recurring circumstance, God still favors Joseph. After being sold into slavery by his brothers, being accused of misconduct by the Potiphar's wife, being thrown into jail, through an interpretation of Pharaoh's dream, God redeems Joseph's sufferings and raising him up to be second in command, reporting to no one else but the king, and allowing him to govern and preserve the land and an opportunity to reconcile with his brothers. Now listen, I highly recommend that you take some time to go back and just soak in all the details of Joseph's story. But here are two primary lessons that I believe that we can draw from chapters 37 through 50. The first is this: there may be many distressing circumstances we find ourselves in, and some of them may even seem a bit unjust, as were those for Joseph's lives. However, as we lean into the account of Joseph's life, it is imperative that in all things we know we must remain first faithful. Secondly, accept that God is ultimately in charge. And in doing so, we can be confident in this, and that is God will grant us with his favor for our lives and mark our lives because of his faithfulness. And the second point that we can make is this: Joseph's story presents an amazing insight as to how God's sovereignty works to overcome evil and bring about his ultimate plan. After everything, Joseph was able to see God's hand at work. And finally, Joseph again offers forgiveness to his brothers, saying, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." I pray that you would embrace God's providential hand that is on your life, knowing this, that he is at work. So whatever it may be, if it's character, faith, perseverance, leadership, whatever that is, know that God has your best interest at heart because you are marked by him. Thank you for joining. We'll see you again tomorrow.